Before recorded history, the first celestial guardians stand firm against the rising ziggurat. Their bronze spears catch the dawn as they channel an ancient mandate, locking the heavens and earth into eternal harmony, while the desert winds whisper of a destined lineage and enduring legacy. Generations later, the River Wardens carve order from the fertile floodplains. Guided by shimmering celestial blueprints, they redirect the ancient waters with synchronized strikes, forging the first permanent agricultural grid, while the heavens validate their civilizational duty against the encroaching wild. As the tides shift, the tide corers align their wooden prows with the star charts. They push into the glassy waters, navigating by fixed constellations to establish transoceanic trade arteries, securing the global hydrological network while the celestial blessing stabilizes the distant current. The desert winds howl as the Unifiers march through the sun-scorched passes. Their iron-tipped spears strike the earth in unison, shattering nomadic vanguard forces to secure the buried subterranean vaults, preserving the foundational knowledge of the Western lineage for millennia. Centuries pass, and the stone shapers gather at the limestone foundations. They raise massive blocks into perfect alignment, defending the celestial architecture from structural collapse, while the earth magic locks the masonry into an eternal monument. Anchoring under the glazed arches, the sky readers calibrate the ancient instruments. They adjust their bronze tubes to the rising sun, defending the astronomical order from chaotic eclipse cults while preserving the temporal framework for the ancestral line, locking time itself into place. The volcanic forges roar as the Forge Wardens strike the iron anvils. Their synchronized hammers temper celestial alloys into imperial standards, defending the sacred valleys from eastern warbans, while the metallurgical blessing stabilizes. As empires fracture, the Nile defenders seal the subterranean archives. They turn their heavy bronze mechanisms in coordinated rhythm, preserving the celestial knowledge against collapsing Bronze Age chaos, while the temporal stasis locks the intellectual legacy into the dark stone. The Mediterranean calms as the sea carriers pull their wooden oars. They cut through the glassy waters toward the Atlantic, defending the maritime routes from pirate hordes, while the celestial guidance stabilizes the currents, establishing the first Western trade arteries across the deep. The mountain pass is narrow as the Hellenic vanguard locks their bronze shields. They halt the invading waves with disciplined unison, defending the philosophical lineage from Eastern tyranny while the celestial authority validates their civilizational duty, preserving the democratic mandate for ages. The marble colonnades echo as the imperial legions march through the forum. Their gladius swords establish the legal order across the Mediterranean, defending the civilizational mandate from chaotic factions, while the celestial mandate stabilizes the empire. The ancient walls crumble as the Gothic defenders breach the stone gates. They strike the thresholds in coordinated rhythm, claiming the Western legacy for the emerging faith while the celestial authority validates their civilizational duty, preserving the imperial mandate through the ashes. The vaulted halls glow as the Andalusian scholars translate the ancient texts. They preserve the scientific lineage from secular decay, defending the ancestral bloodline from Eastern fragmentation, while the intellectual blessing stabilizes the knowledge, locking the mathematical framework into the written word. The steel longswords advance through the vaulted halls as the Castilian swords reclaim the sacred space. They strike the thresholds in unison, defending the astronomical order for Christendom, while the celestial authority validates their civilizational duty, preserving the scientific mandate across the ages. The high-altitude winds sweep across the mountain ridges as the Andean explorers march forward. They claim the new world with synchronized purpose, defending the colonial mandate from Eastern isolation, while the Celestial Authority validates their civilizational duty, securing the terrestrial blueprint for eternity. The ocean swells as the Iberian fleet cuts through the Channel waters. They defend the maritime order from northern invaders, securing the global trade arteries, while the celestial guidance stabilizes the currents, locking the naval framework into the rolling waves of history. The granite foundations rise as the monastic builders strike the mountain rock. They raise the architectural masterpiece in synchronized rhythm, defending the philosophical order from secular chaos, while the earth magic stabilizes the masonry, locking the intellectual legacy into the high mountain. The brass sextants align as the royal cartographers chart the Pacific currents. They map the global network with precise unison, defending the scientific mandate from Eastern fragmentation, while the intellectual blessing stabilizes the data, locking the geographical framework into the starlit sky. The historic streets echo as the Iberian veterans march through the sunlit plaza. They secure the civilizational mandate from secular chaos, defending the political order with disciplined unison, while the Celestial Authority validates their defensive duty, preserving the foundational blueprint for ages. The quantum fields hum as the researchers activate the particle accelerator ring. They decode the celestial mathematics with synchronized precision, defending the scientific lineage from theoretical decay, while the celestial mandate stabilizes the energy, locking the cosmic blueprint into the modern age.